Hey everyone, I'm probably not going to post very many of these, but this is a game commentary, and this was a very interesting game because it's a deathmatch game, but I start with 100 vills. Now, you can see that I'm housed right now, so what I'm doing is I'm creating castles, because those are quick ways to give me lots of population. And then because I'm the Goths, I'm creating some barracks right there, because I'm going to do a Goths rush, because, I mean, if you have this many villagers to create the barracks, you may as well do a Goths rush. 100 vills game is a really weird game because you start off housed, so it's actually a little hard to get your military out, but you need to quickly get houses up, but you also have to get a military to kind of defeat the enemy as soon as you can. And you can see me there building some extra houses because I'm out of stone. I probably should have saved some stone for a forward castle, but instead I'm going to try to build a town center here to pick up some stone. You can tell that I'm trying to spam Huskarls, but it's not quite working yet because I'm still pop capped. You can see here the enemy player's trying to advance with his villagers. He's going to build some bombard towers right on top of me. I don't know if that's really a good plan. I would probably do a castle myself just because you can create units out of it. But this is also a good point because it shows that he can get rid of his excess villagers pretty easily by putting them right into my base, which will allow him to not be population capped anymore. And I don't know, maybe that was part of his strategy. It makes sense. Blue is the host of the game, and I think that he was trying to kind of smurf here because he knew it was 100 vills, but I don't think that anyone else did. I knew it was 100 vills because I saw the map name, but I don't know. You can see him trying to build his bombard towers right there, and I'm trying to stop that from happening. See, trying to build another town center because you really got to get your eco up really fast in a deathmatch if you want to keep up this Goth rush, if you want to keep the pressure on, because yes, 200 Gothic Huskarls in a line is pretty scary at the beginning, but when that dies down, that's going to leave a big window of opportunity for the opponent to strike you back. So this basically means that you really need to get your eco up as soon as possible. And that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm using my trebuchets because I realize that I'm going to lose a little bit more than I want to against those bombard towers. I'm trying to raid him, but I don't know, that's probably not big enough of a raiding force, but oh well. And I'm putting some guys in right there trying to kill his villagers. And what that's really just doing is it's just kind of basically keeping him in his own base. He can't really focus me down yet. And you'll see later that this is basically what wins the game. And this game is really short. It's already halfway over, just so you know. I'm building some farms because food is probably the hardest resource for me to collect because you have to get, I don't know, it's just difficult for me to do it. I put some vills up there and just lost a bunch of them, but fortunately not all. I'm building some barracks because I'm going to want to do a forward attack, and I don't have enough stone to do a castle yet. You can see I'm using some trebuchets to take out his siege workshops, which is really important to take out Korean siege workshops if you're the Goths, because they'll destroy your Huskarls and other infantry unit pretty quickly unless you can take those out. And I'm not going to make a stable here, I don't really have time. But I'm taking some out, and I'm kind of using my units right there to distract my enemy against, and so he won't go for my trebuchets, because right now my trebuchets are doing all the really important damage. I'm trying to get his castle because A, that keeps him from building the war wagons, but B, and most importantly, it makes his population limit go down, which makes it harder for him to get units. And this is one thing that when I raid sometimes, I just go straight for the houses if I see them, because that forces them to, it keeps him from destroying that raid, which will then allow me to get trade and economies, and it's just a really big nuisance, especially if he already has a huge army at my gates. You can see me losing a lot of my trebuchets right there, but I'm not worried because I know more are on the way. And it's actually kind of lucky he didn't see these villagers right here, or maybe he did see them and just ignored them. But that castle right there is a pretty big asset. I think it's going to come up pretty soon, making some halberdiers, or halberdiers. They're not halberdiers, they're halberdiers, because I want to quickly, because they're nice. I'm running out of gold, and they're good. units if you just want to draw enemy fire, and he's making war wagons, so they're good for that. I'm trying to target those villagers with the castle. No, that's a forward castle. Blue sees this, and he's going to resign in just a second. Oh, he already resigned, and so did red. So that was a really short game. It was actually pretty fun, because I previously played 100 fills, and it was pretty difficult. But because I wasn't really ready for it, but this time I was, and I did pretty well, I think. Let me go to achievements. So there's some really interesting things I kind of want to show you over here. Military, I lost more than anyone else. And whenever you're going to do a Goth rush, this is what's going to happen. You're going to lose more units than your opponent. Also, if you want to win, you want to collect more resources so you can out-create him. That's just basically how you win this. So, yep, that was a pretty fun game, pretty short. Hope you enjoyed.